In this video, we're going to talk about some unexpected behavior with mutable objects. So we'll come back to this image in just a second. But first, what I'm going to do is run this cell right here. So I'm going to create a list of three integers, 1, 5, and 10. I'm going to assign it to the variable name list1. And then I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to create a new variable name, list2, and assign it to list1 like this. Let's go ahead and execute this. Now if I look at list1, I should see that it is 1, 5, and 10. If I look at list2, I should see that it is also a list of 1, 5, and 10. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassign one of the items of list1. Let's just say the first one. I'm going to make it equal to 99. And I'm going to output its values. Actually, this will be in the next cell. So here I've assigned 99 to be the first item in list 1. And now I will just verify that list 1 is now 99, 5, and 10. That is not surprising. Now what is surprising is that now list 2, if I output it, it will also show 99, 5, and 10. So somehow list 2 was changed, even though I only reassigned list 1. So here's what happens. Okay, this is very tricky in Python. So when I created one list in my computer's memory, and I am using this list1 to reference it. Okay, so list1. When I just say reference, I mean it just, you look up what this variable is in Python, and it is this object, this list 1, 5, and 10. Now, when I make this assignment statement, Python does not create a new copy of the list in your computer's memory. It doesn't create a new place in your computer's memory. All it does is it creates a new reference. So a reference is simply a variable name that you can use to reference that original list. So there's only one actual list created, 1, 5, and 10, but it has two names. That's the easiest way to say it. There's one list and you can reference it by two names. So here's where the diagram or this image comes in handy. So this is a picture of me. My full name, first name is Theodore. So I can be referenced by this name Theodore. Some people call me Teddy. Other people call me Ted. So I sort of have these three names to reference me, but I'm still one person. Just because you can think of a different name for me, or there could be many different names or nicknames that I could have, it doesn't mean that I have been duplicated as a human being. I'm still one physical person. There's just multiple ways to reference me: Theodore, Teddy, and Ted. So the lists in Python work the same way. So I created one initial list over here, 1, 5, and 10, and I gave it its first name, list1, its initial name, list1. When I do this over here, this second line, I'm not creating a new list, I'm just creating a new name for the same underlying list. So in Python, you have to separate the name from the actual object. So the object is the list 1, 5, and 10. It has two names, list1 and list2. Just like me, my physical, body is one object, but I have multiple names that can reference it. So there's a difference between variable names and the underlying objects. So that's very important. Now, I could have created another list. Let's just run this code again. Say list3 equals 1, 5, and 10, like this. So I'm going to just rerun this code. And I'm going to say list 1 is this, list 2 is this, and now list 3 is this. I'm going to reassign list 1 again. Just ran that. And now let's look at list 1. Again, it'll be 99, 5, and 10. List 2 will also be 99, 5, and 10, but list 3 will be unchanged. It'll be 1, 5, and 10 because this is a completely separate list. It does have the same values as list 1, so it has the same number and same values as list 1, but I created a whole new list in my computer's memory that has nothing to do with this list over here. The only thing it just happens to have the same values. So in order to create a new list, you either have to use just the definition of a list with the square brackets. There's also a copy method, which we'll show a little bit later. But if you just assign one variable to another variable, it does not create a new list in your computer's memory. It creates a new variable name that references the same list. So hopefully this image really helps you out. And in Python, you have to be very careful with mutable objects. This does not create a copy. It simply creates a new name that references the same underlying list.